Hi everybody, Jo here again. You know what that means, it's Tuesday, so time for a crafty catch up. And today we're going to be looking at creating bookmarks. Now, I did a post a few weeks ago, and it was when we had our lovely Lavinia extravaganza, and I'd made some bookmarks for friends, and so many people have asked me how I created them that I thought I'd just come in and show you. I mean, to be honest, there are so many different designs you can do on them. So I'm just hopefully going to whet your appetite so that you can then just go off and create your own. So many different things you can do. And you know what? It's a great way of using up all those odd scraps of paper and card that I know we keep. We all do, don't we? And also those extra little pieces of card that we get, you know, that 2-4 when we're cleaning up our stencil and cleaning up our stamp and mopping up our ink. We end up with so many backgrounds. This is a great way of using them. So what we'll do, this is the one that we're going to create today. Now we may get a bit of a glare, I'm afraid, from the light because of the plastic. But I'm afraid you're just going to have to bear with me with that, because if I knock my light off, it'll be a bit dark and you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Mind you, that might be good. And what we'll do is when we've made that, I'll give you a quick chat through how I created these others. And look at this, the Lavinia chocolate fits perfectly inside. But the thing is, will you be giving it away? Now, the ladies I spoke to the extravaganza, well, they all said not, I have to say. They were among the idea that you actually keep hold of that yourself. Now, what I tend to do is, first of all, I'll show you the sleeves that we're using. And Lavinia sell these. You can get them on the website, and I'll put a link below. And you get 6 in a packet. Fabulous, great for gifts. And you know, I always think you could make one, and you could do it in a design to match the card that you're doing and just pop it inside, especially if you're doing a DL, you know, a slimline card. It would fit inside beautifully. And you know, at Christmas, or say somebody's just moved home, or you just wanted to get well, just so many different things, or just to actually send to somebody. So you can start off with a piece of card. And for me, if I show you, I don't like it too tight. I like a little bit of wiggle room, and I just think it looks nice with a little bit of wiggle room. But you can alter your size to whatever you choose. For me, I use a piece of card that's 21 centimetres by 5, or 8¼ inches by 2 inches. But as I say, you can decide what size. And I start off by, I've put my black Sharpie line round. Now also, and this is just me, I like to put a handwritten message on the back. Because for me, handwriting is so important. You know, it's a little bit like if my mum passed down a family recipe book. If it's just a printed book, it's okay, it's a family recipe book, but it's just printed. But if she's handwritten any of those recipes, to me, that means far more. Even if she's just handwritten notes in the side, that means more to me than anything. So when I'm teaching journaling classes, I always recommend that you just handwrite something on each page, because that will mean more to anybody who you either gift the journal to or maybe comes to read it in time. Handwriting is so important, because it's a piece of us. And I think it's only when somebody has gone and maybe passed away that you realise something like that. You find a letter that they've handwritten. You know, an email's nothing. It's you know, what's an email? And we do now, everything is email and WhatsApp and Instagram and messages. And so for me, sorry, I'm probably just really old-fashioned, aren't I? But handwriting is so important. So I do start off with my black Sharpie line round, and I write my handwritten message on the back. So we'll have this one. And we're going to start off with some stamping. And I'm going to use, first of all, I mean, I have to play with the new stamps. I'm so sorry, but I just adore these. And this one's the tall dandelion. And we're going to stamp in VersaFine Clare. Now, it is important, let me check that I do this the right way. So how are you keeping anyway? How are things going? I hope you're okay. And you know what? If you've actually answered me and said, no, I'm having a rough time, Jo, I'm really fed up, I'm going to send you a hug. And I'm going to ask everybody else on here that joins us on a Tuesday for a brew and a cheeky biscuit, although I believe a few of you are being really good and not having cheeky biscuits. But we're all going to send you a nice group hug, because life can be difficult at times, can't it? So I'm just starting off here, and I want to do the along the edge design. You know, what I love to do with the bookmarks is use designs that I use on cards. And as I say, this would make a beautiful matching card. I don't want it, this is going to be the top. The reason I didn't put that one in the corner is I don't want it to look too symmetrical. Even though I'm looking for that shape, I want it to look quite natural. So it's that thing of looking natural, not symmetrical, but random. So again, we'll just wipe that with the Inky Binky. And we'll move on to our open dandelion. And we'll have a couple of stamps with this. Again, in black. You don't have to use black if you wanted to use green. That would look nice. And again, I'm just angling the stamp. And we'll put this one, just move that up a little bit. Then we'll have one more at the top, I think, of this one. Just coming off the page, I'm thinking, there. And I have to say, I do think this looks nice just in black and white. So if you wanted to create a monochromatic bookmark, I think it would look lovely. I mean, if you were batch card making these, you know, for presents, for gifts, I think it would be lovely, as I say, to make this in just monochromatic, and then maybe choose different colours. Maybe make it in just monochromatic, but just green, or I think the purple, is it the Monarch? I think that might look quite nice. So we'll have another one of these there. Then I think we'll have one just at the top. There. I love this little bud. Now again, we'll put that, but I'm just going to come in with this leaf. I'll use my smaller block. Just see, I think just there, I think possibly just one of this. Just in that space there. And then maybe just one, just catching there. But that's nice, I love that shape, and I don't want to add any more. I'm just checking, can you see? Have I wandered off? You know what I'm like. It's quite funny because it's like this. I never do exactly the same thing twice. But I must admit, I do think that that is just lovely. And we'll give that a bit of a blot. Don't want to smudge it. Let's have a look. But you see, it is amazing. A little bit does come off. Now, as I say, you could leave that black and white, but we'll add some colour. And I've got some black ink on my fingers, so I'm just going to wipe those on my Inky Binky. So to add the colour, we're going to use watercolour pencils. And I'm thinking I'm going to need a yellow, orange, and this lovely green. And I'm just going to do some very quick colouring. Now, I just need a piece of my kitchen towel to lean on. And with these, this is very quick, and this is just for me, a quick take on it. And as always, I just keep my pencils in my hand. And we'll colour these centres green. And what I like to do on this is just with the yellow, just highlight a few of those, look, and the stem. Now we're going to add water to this. I've used multifarious cards, so I know I can add water. So I'm just roughly colouring. I'm not being over precise because, as I say, I'm going to blend it, going to add some water. So again, for this one, I'm going to put yellow at the tip. Thinking the other yellow slightly, yeah, slightly darker, so we'll go for that one. Prefer this yellow. Don't tell the other one, it'll get upset, won't it? It's like I like this green, I've used this a lot, I must sharpen it. Even in this little box of pencils like this, I've got favourites, and I know they're going to end up shorter than the others. It's like my chalk pastel pencils, my white one is half the size of the others. I think it's giving away which is my favourite, which one I use the most. So green, bit of orange. Now again, you can use any colour combination you like. For me, this works well. And as I say, I'm not being over careful. I'm not actually colouring each tip, can you see? Because I'm going to add the water. And also, to be honest, if a little bit's left white, to me that almost just gives extra highlights. And this for me is just a quick but effective way of using these beautiful pencils. And I'm thinking time as well. And imagine receiving one of these in the post. If you were feeling a bit down and somebody made you one and sent it, especially with a handwritten message on the back, I think it would be so important. I mean, how lovely would that really make your day? And I know you might say, well, maybe you don't read books or you don't know if the person, but maybe they could pop it in a magazine or just put it next to them, just as a piece of artwork. I must admit, I like books. For me, there's just something about an actual book. Feeling the pages, dare I say, the smell of the book. So I think a lot of people have books still. Now let's add some water. So I've got my number one, you know, my favourite paintbrush in my water pot. And I'm just going to come in, start with the lightest colour, so that's the yellow, and then blend down through the orange and into the green, and it's as simple as that. So again, going to the next colour, and these colours will just blend so well. Blend that green there. And it just makes them pop, as well as blending them, makes them pop. The yellow, I'm not blending that. Excuse me, sorry. I'm just leaving those yellow lines as they are. Right into the orange. Look at the difference that makes. Right, one more. And then a little bit there. And then into that one. Oh, we didn't do the leaf, did we? There we go. And like I say, look at that. I just think so quick, but absolutely beautiful. Now I want to add a word on here, and I'm going to use these lovely sentiment stickers. As you can see, I've used a few already. What shall I put on this one? Oh, this is it though. I like Live Life. We'll go for that. And again, what's lovely is they are different sizes. I've already used the most beautiful one that says Lovely Lady. I think that's my favourite. Now, a little tip for me, when I want to know where to place it, I just pop it on my scissors, look, so that I can just have a look. I think it looks better down here. And also, it will help me get it straight. There we go. And then with my fine liner, I just think it will look better if it's edged. And again, I'm not going to overthink this. And I'm just maybe a bit of the wiggle. I call that the heart monitor. There we go. Just check it's right way. Lovely. Now I want to add a little bit of sparkle. So do you know what? I'm just going to get one of my Lavinia blocks, and I've got one of these these glitter Posca pens. So we'll give it a shake and then just pump. There we go. Didn't need much, did we? And again, I'll just get my brush again. And we're just going to paint with this and add a little bit of sparkle, look. Now, what's beautiful, these tiny little heads on here, I think they're so delicate for me. They're almost too delicate for gems and too close together to use liquid pearls. So when I want a bit of sparkle, just painting with this sparkly, glittery Posca to me is the answer. And when I've done it, I will bring it a little bit closer. Just want to catch, and I'm sorry if my head comes in the way, just want to catch a little bit. So here, you can actually get a little dot in the middle of each of those seed heads. And this Posca, a little bit goes an awful long way. Well, I say a little bit, look at that blob. I can do 2 or 3 with that. So again, we'll put a little bit up here and just dab each one. This is my favourite way of adding glitter at the minute. I say at the minute because you know what I'm like. I'm sure you're the same. We seem to have one favourite and then, well, I just go from one favourite to another. But if I just, bear with me while I just stand up. If I just bring that, can you see? And also if I just turn it round, can you see how it just catches each of those little... And as I say, for me, it's just finding something that... I just think that's lovely. So this for me is a little bit bare. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Water my Posca down. Oh, look at that. Look how shiny that is. Can you see it? And we'll just add a few little... You could use your fan brush, but the fact that I've got Posca on this paintbrush, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to add a few little... Not too many. I don't want to overcook it. Now let me put that there and I don't put my hand in it. So can you see? And when that dries, it will be so sparkly. Just so pretty. Now when it's dry, what I will do on the back is add a few little Posca splats top and bottom, but I don't want to do it now because I don't want to smudge those. And that is it, ladies and gents. So quick. Just let me move these out of the way. Now, when it comes to putting it in, I'll take one of these to show you. when it comes to putting it in, I don't want to put this one because, as I said, I want that to dry. So when it's finished, all you do is slide it in there. And as I say, I just like a bit of wiggle room. For me, get it in the middle, look. And then I have one of these little punches, and I just punch, she says. Okay, why's my punch not working? There we go, it is now. Just punch myself a little hole, and I put it through the plastic as well. And for my threads, I'm using these beautiful threads from Lavinia. And obviously I got one with sort of orangey tones and one with greeny tones. And again, choose a couple of strands and you can mix them. So on this one here, for example, my one with the lovely sentiment, the lovely lady, nearly said shady lady then, nearly slipped out, whoops. Look, I've mixed both packs because obviously I'm using an orange and a yellow, and I just thought that goes beautiful, doesn't it? So it's well worth getting a couple of different colours. And all I did, to be honest, was chose something like that. Cut a little bit off, and you use very little. Look what's left. I've already done half a dozen, and I've still got all that left. And then I just make myself. I don't really need to show you this because I'm sure you've all done this. Make yourself a little loop, pop it through, and then I'll use my scissors to bring that back through. I'll get rid of that little one, annoying me. There we go, and you can trim it if you need. But it's as simple as that to just, and again, look at that, just so pretty. So that's how I created that one. Now this one is very similar. So I've stamped the along the edge design, but for this one I've used, what's it called? Wild Summer Flower. And if you look, I've done a little bit of stenciling in the background. And in case you want to know the stencil I've used, I'm sure it's called Dynamic. I will look. Yes, it's called Dynamic. And I've used Lime Punch for that. Another sentiment sticker. And again, I've used my Posca, the glittery one, just to paint. Look, and again, you just catch that, and it's so pretty. I must admit, they're quite nice to make simultaneously and add your colour at the same time. Now, these ones were using up a spare piece of card from when I sprayed a background, and it's using a couple of the mica sprays and just stamped on top. A little bit of watercolour pencil, and this one, some white Posca and white gel pen. And this one was using up. So recently I've done a workshop on the sprays, and we made ourselves some backgrounds just by spraying using the stencils. So we sprayed the ink through the stencil, and because there was some ink on the stencil, put that on my card, and that's what I got, look. So I have just got so many backgrounds where I've played with the inks, and I even love this look. Even though the ink has run here, I love that area. And to me, these are great to just cut in sections. And look, create yourself a lovely bookmark. Now for this one, look, I've used these beautiful round stickers. And that's what they're called, round stickers. In fact, look how many I've used. And they're perfect. Because with this type of background, I just think the sticker shows up so well. And then I've put a little bit of the pastel pencil to just elongate, look, that grounding. Little sticker. And again, lovely bookmark. And that one I just added my chocolate. So like I say, you can look at all the backgrounds that you've saved that maybe you think that's a bit heavy for stamping, you don't want to stamp on it. So these round stickers are just perfect for that. I've got to be honest, I could have put another one there. But I didn't want to cover up the beautiful stencil work. But to be honest, I didn't want to use another sticker because that's me. I think they're so beautiful. I mean, look at the ones I've got left. I'm thinking this would make a beautiful anniversary to go on a sticker or a tag or a bookmark, wouldn't it? Again, so many things you can use. So I'm going to bring that one in because that's the one we've created today. But like I say, we have got so many gorgeous stamps. I mean, I'm just touching the surface. And really, you can use so many of the techniques we've done. I mean, look at the cards we've done. And I must admit, a little tip, when I stenciled on here, I used one of the new stencil brushes. And this one, I think this is is this 7? So the large one, so it's not the large one and it's not the small one, it's the middle one. Yeah, so it looks like it's number 7, but it was perfect just for this size piece of card, and it gave me such a lovely gentle bit of stenciling. So I'm hoping that just gives you a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of an idea for creating yourself some lovely bookmarks. You know what I'm like, I just like to pop in, little catch up with you and give you little snippets of things that hopefully it'll get you just thinking what you want to create. So that's it for me for today. I'm hoping this finds you well. If not, another big hug coming your way. You take care and I'll see you again next week. You know, it'll soon be Tuesday. Do you know, doesn't the week fly by? Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you, like I say on these gift tags, thank you for all your support, all your friendship. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.